And if we move to our points of writing papers and the common problems and how to overcome. So if we start with the scientific papers, what have been the common problems you have seen in your work?
Yeah. Mostly people don't fully understand what the story that they're trying to tell with the research paper. So particularly, I work a lot with, like you said at the start, early career researchers and PhD students. And in Australia, there's a trend towards publishing papers and that making up your thesis. I think that's pretty common across Europe. And so obviously as a student, you want to publish. And generally speaking, you've got an idea that you want to publish, but not really sure what. So getting concrete about your idea is one of the problems that students face, and then documenting that. A book that I use a lot to help students write their first paper in particular, it's called Writing Your Journal Article in 12 Weeks. It's by a lady who is based in the US. Her name is Wendy Belcher. And that book goes through step-by-step writing your first article, which I think is really useful. There are sections in there about how to come up with your first idea. And so there's a lot of brainstorming activities that people can use if you don't have an idea. But generally speaking, from your PhD, it's meant to be new knowledge. So if you've got research questions that already form your PhD, they can, like, how do you answer that question, or how do you make progress towards answering that question? That would be potentially the topic of your research paper. The next problem with paper writing that I see is people don't devote enough time to it. So as an academic, I would say most of the time you need to be spending thinking or writing, and sometimes collecting data as well. But often the writing bit comes after hours. So you'll be collecting data most of the day, and then in the night you're busy writing. And maybe that's necessary. Maybe that's what you need to do. But I think for the most part, we should be incorporating writing into